80 subscribers. Yeah. And we just got our first payout, which is not much money, but I will be disseminating that to you all.
Should we put it back into the so we don't have to?
We'll discuss it on the after part. That said, so before we get back into the game, what I was telling them, I'm telling the chat now. After this, we're gonna do after this game ends, we're gonna do a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back streaming for DreadLore after hours. If you guys want to sit and talk about gaming and DreadLore and things we love and hate and all that good stuff.
All right. So Amber said that they have sewn themselves up after surgery site has opened, and it sucks. And to not use mint dental floss.
That's yeah.
I'm not even sure that was available back then.
Don't use the mint, man.
Yeah, they had those little. They had the metal top, and it just broke the little dental floss, which is great.
No. All right. Before we drop back into the Dread, why don't we have a little player talk time? You guys get on the same page as to what you're going to be doing. Go either forth.
Well, I'm going to come back and tell you guys that I saw 3 or 4 motorboats in the marina, and I think that's the safest way to get across. Is what Simon would do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Game.
Nord just wants to go across it. He's gonna Donkey Kong across the bridge.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm pretty sure I can swim. Might be able to.
You're just a bit away.
Yeah, just a bit away. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna dig around my van, like when they all start walking away, and see if I can find anything that might like scratch an itch I might have.
What about Leah and Tony? Are you before we actually get into
yeah,
it?
Leah will opt to try the bridge just for fun, basically.
I'll do the
Mariah
boat.
seems okay with that.
Leah will sort of look at Mariah and say, actually, I think you should take the boats if there's one available.
All right, so we'll be into the Dread. Nord, you get into your van. Are you going to bid something to find something, or do you just want to leave it up to the fates?
I'm going to bid my gift addict.
Yeah, what do you find?
I'd probably find a little... it's probably just a small bag of weed or something.
Yep, you'll go to jail for like 15 years for that.
Yeah.
In the 80s, man.
Sure.
BB?
Actually, no. I think I find a couple of mushrooms.
Oh, shit. Okay. So weed and mushrooms. Mariah looks up as you call to her, Simon.
Well, as I see Nord doing that, I'm like, BB, come with me. I'm going to teach you something.
Yeah, okay. As she sort of trots over, you notice she skips a couple times. Betraying, despite how she acts, betraying that she is still a kid.
Yeah.
Not that skipping ain't cool. I skip all the time, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then I'll take her with me to the marina.
All right, I'm done with that goddamn apple. Sorry. I'm always mukbanging. Is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about?
Mukbang.
Mukbang. Is it? Ember, is it mukbanging? Is that what I'm... Is that it? Anyway. Simon and Mariah start heading off towards the marina. Nord, you find this in the palm of your hand. You've got a couple, like one mouthful, one hit, we'll say, of mushrooms. Maybe you're smiling. as you nom them down, and you have your deal of weed as well. Muck bong for how you say it. And Tony?
Nord wouldn't smoke and do
you don't?
mushrooms at the same time.
Okay, good.
It cuts the. It's just too many things.
I'm not smoking.
Tony, what are you doing?
Everybody's doing it.
The boat.
Tony.
All right, so
Everybody's
so everybody's going to the boat, but Leah and Nord.
I'll go with Leah.
All right, Leah and Nord, you head toward. Whoa, Leah and Nord, you head toward the bridge.
The bridge.
As the rest of you, successfully splitting the party, go toward the abandoned marina.
Before they get off too far, is there? I'm going to shout over. You guys should probably stick close to the bridge just in case one of us fall out. Or, if you guys run into trouble, maybe you could. If that boat starts to sink, maybe you could throw a rope up or something. Is there a rope in the boat? The anchor. You could just maybe toss the anchor up, and we could probably help you up. If we run into issue, I would just stick close.
I think if we threw an anchor at that bridge, the whole thing would come down.
Oh, maybe true.
Yeah.
Maybe true.
Does anyone have a watch? Or a clock?
I do. I have a watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as a.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like Leah would probably have a watch.
Okay, we'll put it on your.
But she would wear it on her inner wrist as opposed to on the top of her wrist.
Yeah, well, she's a lady. I understand. Yeah, anyone who has a watch, you might note that it's around 2:00.
Oh, should we go? Go ahead. Sorry.
As you all move towards the marina, those of you that do, the first thing you see, Simon and Tony, is the gates. These metal gates that rise up in this beautiful curve. This place was probably once really nice. It's all overgrown. The gates are rusted, and there's leaves and detritus all over the place. You see the gates are actually locked with a big chain and a large rusted padlock. Beyond that, there's a pavilion and this entry building. Acceptance building, you know what the fuck am I trying to say?
Yeah.
Reception building. Yeah, so that's the entrance. What do you do?
Okay. So
there is more I can describe, but I'm just going to leave it on you to ask.
Hey, BB. So you see this, and I'll pull out my lockpick set.
Oh, what's that?
I was like, this is called a lockpick set. When what you do is you take it and you do it, and you use these two tools to pick the lock. And I'm just kind of showing her, but not like fully describing it.
Yeah.
And being
she has her face like right next to your hands, like with her nose, like looking and watching what you're doing.
Yeah. And so you use these to pick locks. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, you need bid and roll.
Bid and roll. So I will bid my
lockpick. Actually, you don't need to throw down at all. You can just bid.
Okay, I'm going to bid my lockpick because that's what I'm using.
Yeah, you are a PI who's done this lots. Describe the scene as you pick this big old lock.
So I'm doing it, and I'm like, I've got it, and I'm picking it, and I'm going a little bit fast because I'm doing it to like pretend like I'm showing her, but not show her the whole way that she can do it. But maybe that she'll get interested and learn how to do it later.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And so I unlock the lock, and I'm like, see?
Wow.
And that's all you have to do.
Did you just unlock that?
Yep. And as you get older, maybe for a birthday a few years, I'll buy you one of these sets.
Wow.
And I'll put the lockpick back in my pocket.
And she's holding the lock. It's really heavy. And she looks over at you, Tony. He just picked this.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Can I do that? I mean, yeah.
You see her kind of like cock her head slowly as she clunk. Okay, do it. She hands it to you.
All right. I attempt to do it.
How?
Badly.
All right, we'll describe what does it look like? I don't think you know how to do it at all. As she turns and smiles at you, Simon, and then she also smiles at you, Tony, and kind of like pushes you a little bit.
At least I tried.
Mom says triers are losers. You don't do it. You don't try. You either do or you do not.
Well,
It's 1982.
I did not become a priest.
As they're talking, I'm taking the chain off and opening.
You get the chain off. It's really loud, and you realize how quiet it is actually out here, save for just the sound of the water and the breeze. The chain echoes on the pavilion as the gates open with a loud groan. And you are in.
Ember just said she just yoded you.
You got yoded.
Hey, so we need to look around and see if there's any gas in here, in case there's not any gas in one of these boats. So let's be quiet and let's kind of look and see if there's any of the little red cans.
Red cans, got it. As Mariah jogs out ahead and opens up one of the doors, it has a creak. It's all the windows are all dusty. She opens it up and runs inside. As you see her, like just her feet running around inside this abandoned marina. You guys just hanging out?
No, I'm going to outside. I'm going to go look as well.
All right.
I have a flashlight that I will use if there's any dark corners to see if I can.
Yeah, there's no light at all in here.
Yeah.
Yep. The only light is from outside, and the windows are all obscured and such. Whoa! You just disappeared.
Wow. He turned the light on and he disappeared.
You just turned invisible. Indeed. It's the beach. Going down to the beach. Right. Well, he's invisible again. As Tony turns on his torch, and you walk in. Immediately when you guys walk in, imagine an abandoned mall. It's tile floor everywhere. There's all these kiosks that they have no lights on. Of course, there's any of the posters that were on them have either been taken down or they've been ripped, and they're just sort of like hanging limply. You see rooms off to the side, to the left and the right, all of them dark. Some of the doors are open. Most of the doors are shut. They look like little offices and such. This is a large receiving area where, think of like a theme park, people coming in. So the hallway goes to the left, it goes to the right, into sort of darkness. Out ahead, maybe 30, 40 feet, this pavilion extends into a hallway. There's another set of doors. It's all obscured by dirt and dust on the windows and grime. But you can just barely make out a large pool that extends out of sight on both ways. And you can see just the top of one of the boats that Simon had seen. Mariah, you can hear her off to the left, down the main concourse, running around in one of the rooms. Haven't found anything yet, her voice echoes.
A little bit quiet, baby.
As you say that, your voice echoes a little bit, the whisper. Every so often you hear this almost sound like a metal on metal or metal on stone, like a pipe banging against a stone from perhaps an old HVAC or who knows, like a dang, 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 and it echoes. Cool, cool. This place is utterly eerie and creepy. Dust is everywhere, caking everything.
I'm going to head towards the boat.
As you move through, your feet, your footfalls kick up some of the dust, but it's that thick, gnarly kind of dust. And you note, Simon, there are other footprints in here.
How fresh do they look? Are they
as fresh as yours?
Are they little
as in
footprints?
Huh?
I said, are they little footprints?
No. These are going off to the They're tiny footprints. You notice maybe some animal footprints here and there, but no, these look like 2 large boots with thick tread on them.
Okay, I'm going to start following them first before going to the boat.
And again, you guys can bid and do all that stuff to find out more. It's up to you. Tony, what are you doing?
I'm going to continue to look for gas cans.
Are you going in all the rooms, or how are you doing this?
I'm going in all the rooms.
You go left or right?
Left.
You go left. You notice Tony, you're Tony. You notice Simon going off towards the exit straight ahead, but you turn left and go down the main concourse. Little footprints are all over the place. Mariah's footfalls. As you go around 1 or 2 of the kiosks, perhaps look in and whatnot. Are you going to bid anything? Or are you just moving around?
I am going to bid guard because I've had to search. I mean, look, as much as I enjoy, as much as Tony character enjoys the job, part of it isn't. Part of it doesn't include searching the occasional trunk or even RV.
As you're looking through one of the kiosks and such, you find in one of the drawers, some wrappers from like peppermints and stuff. Maybe like an old cassette tape. And you also find some keys. It'll be two keys. Do you take any of this stuff? It was like a derelict pen.
I take the keys.
Take anything else?
No.
Okay. Takes the keys. As you're standing up, you're in not total blackness. The ambient light from outside is reflecting off of some of the walls, and the dirt on the floor is still a little bit reflective, but it's very low light in here. You've gone pretty far into the hallways. As you stand up, you see jump out in front of you a figure with this massive headdress on, with feathers that come all the way down in the shape of what looks like a demon's mouth, grinning at you with these eyes that are red, and with the light, it almost looks like they're glowing. And the figure goes, we'll switch to Nord and Leah. As you guys get to the bridge, Leah, this bridge looks dangerous. You also note the John boat down below. The bridge, so it's about a mile 0.2 across. The bridge is a good, see, transport, ships have to go underneath it. So I'm assuming it's at least 50, 60 feet up. That could be complete bullshit, but it's pretty high. I mean, they can technically go around the other side. I guess it's not super duper necessary.
It's probably hundreds of, or at least 100 feet if it's.
Yeah, we'll say it's 60 feet, because they can just go around the other side of Belle Island and avoid both bridges.
Yeah. True that.
Action's on you.
Doomy, doom. Are you sure you want to go this way? I mean, I'm happy to go either way. I mean,
we're already here, so nothing ventured, nothing gains.
Yeah, I think we should do it. You know, why don't you follow in my footsteps? And
Nord,
I would like.
You're starting to sort of feel the shrooms, or maybe that's just your mind, as the thought might cross your mind. I mean, it's only been like 5 minutes, but maybe these are really good. Who knows?
Yeah, it is a little soon.
So you'll actually see Leah be kind of insulted by your suggestion. To sort of look at you askance and just sort of start walking ahead of you.
Okay.
Leah goes right ahead. Nord, let's find out if it's hitting you yet.
Okay.
We'll say it's a high or low.
Okay.
Tony, will you roll me a d12, and Nord, will you call it?
Well, I'm gonna say hi.
You get a pip for that.
It is high.
All right. Yeah, so it's your choice. Do you want it to be kicking in or not?
I don't think it's time yet.
All right, it's not kicking in.
I did use a number of pips. I mean, I feel like I've just gained. I've got 5 pips and I haven't used them.
So you dropping the load?
I should probably drop the load.
All right, means you get a trait. Ember says, "I'm gonna sing the Doom song. A doomy doom 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 doom."
Can I bid a trait?
Yeah.
I would like to bid "It worked in the past" and run ahead.
That's a good trait to bid.
And run ahead of Leah.
Leah. All right. As Leah, you march out ahead, put your foot onto the bridge, and Nord, somehow his spindly ass jumps over you, lands on the bridge, and starts running. As the bridge echoes like a rickety bridge that's made of metal, like gong 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 gong. It'll even make that sound, this clack 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 clack.
I'll yell to her, "You don't want to stand on any of this stuff too long."
As you see, like, some of the wooden planks like cracking. One of the supports is actually, like when you get out of a pool and the railing is sometimes not connected. You guys know what I'm talking about? Does this happen to anyone else but me? Yeah. You hear it like clank, 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 clank as he's running across. And, it being a mile-long bridge, pretty loud. I mean, it's just moving like a little bit, right? Okay. What are you doing, Leah?
Leah will start going faster.
Do you trip him? Push him over?
No, I wouldn't trip him.
Fuck you! Yeah. So you're gonna try to race him across this thing, or you're just going faster?
Just faster, not trying to race him.
All right, what do you bid to make it across this bridge and not die?
Precise.
Yeah. All right, you two, describe to me how you make it across this bridge.
Well, it's probably.
So you'll see.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, Nord is a very fluid person, so he knows jujitsu, and he's a dancer. I mean, he actually came to Detroit not because of the spirits and the specters, but because of the dancing stuff that they were doing, and he like feels like this whole tribal thing is going on. So he like uses his core to like freeze and pause and just the right ways, and like manipulate and like use thrust to like, you know, on things that should just give, but because of the way he's playing with weight, you know, he gets to the next little area and kind of bounces across.
Yeah, Leah, you see Nord popping and locking across this rickety bridge, like Mario. He's like, every so often he pauses, and you maybe wonder, what the fuck is he doing? Leah, describe your precision as you start moving across.
Leah will actually take advantage of the fact that he's going, more or less. I mean, other than his pause, is going like full tilt across the bridge. So she'll, notice, like she'll start noticing patterns of, weakness or instability in the bridge, and she'll sort of follow along to, or avoid those spots, and then, go to where she sees that the areas are stronger, and use those as her lifeline, so to speak.
Dude, say body mechanics. Body mechanics. Yeah. So Leah, you're going faster than you were, but Nord is like almost recklessly running across the bridge, it seems. Maybe loses his balance a couple times, it looks like, but he's about midway through. You're about a quarter of the way. The wind is definitely, it's not harsh, but you're very exposed out here. And you look down and see this 50-60 foot drop onto the water. It's going to be cold. It's going to be bad. Maybe it's at this point you realize this is a stupid idea. Even Nord, you going and like popping and locking, when you did this before, it was at night. You couldn't see anything. But now you can see everything. And in the middle of the bridge, it might start getting to both of you. A throwdown. This would be mind, because it's a bunch of mind. Can you power through the oh shits?
So it's a mind and a other die.
Yeah, it's to be action die and your mind die. So you're just going to do this throwdown on the reaction. The threshold is going to be 2. Now,
I got a 3.
Just a mechanics update.
3.
Really? God damn! All right. Mechanics update.
I rolled a 10 too, so a 10 and a 9.
Okay. Same. So that means really. Oh
yeah, I gotta get one of those.
You guys got flair, so you recover an exhausted trait. So just a mechanics update. The way that you utter fail in this game is on the throwdown, which is your action die and your aspect die, is if you roll ones. So if you roll snake eyes on those 2 dice, it's an utter failure unless you can re-roll them or spend breath or something like that. Okay, neither of you do. You both clean successes. Tell me how you overcome this fear.
Leah's done stupid things in the past when she was in the military to try and prove herself to the, to the boys, lots of whom, look down on her. So she sort of, thinks back to those times where she maybe jumped off a bridge, that was over top of, a river to, to prove the point. So she's like, even if I fall, it's not that big a deal.
Don't try this at home, viewers and listeners. Yeah, Leah, you notice there's a moment maybe where Nord looks back just to check and see where you are. And, maybe the thought crosses your mind. Wait, is he seeing if I'm even coming? Is he seeing if I turned back? As it sort of galvanizes you to continue forward. What about you, Nord?
Nord is so gung-ho sometimes. Like he forgets to be scared. and will run absolutely full tilt into the middle of a lion's den before realizing maybe that's not what he should do. So I think that he kind of enjoys scaring himself a little bit, you know, when he's gone on hikes and hiked in Nepal and stuff, doing rock climbing, and you know, he just gets off on the exhilaration of you know, testing that aspect of you know, what is he afraid of.
If only the GoPro had been created as you feel that tinge of fear, and it, you know, you can't help but the smile cross your face as you use it and just start going faster. Leah, you see that Nord starts going even more gung-ho, and that pushes you on as you both reach the other side. Sweat, adrenaline, all of these things are behind you and are what you're made of right now. As you both high five.
High five. Give her a high five.
Ah! You hear echoing down the hallway, Simon, and you hear what may be like some books or something, or like a cabinet fall over and make a cacophonous sound echo from where both Mariah and Tony went. As you're at the next door, what are you doing? The action is on you.
I'm going to pull out my slapjack.
Yep.
I'm going to quietly move that way and see if, but I'm going to watch as I'm moving that way. I'm going to see if wherever the footprints went, if something else comes that way, comes from that. I'm watching both. I'm trying to watch both directions, if that makes sense.
Do you bid anything?
I'm running out of traits.
You don't have to. You only bid to take control, or to attempt to take control of the narrative. You don't have to do it. It's just if you don't do it, you're sort of riding along, which is tactical.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride along in this aspect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see.
I'm doing it to bleed you of resources.
I know you are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
Also, yeah, and also,
I'm cursing.
Yeah, you get the idea. Okay. As you start creeping forward, you hear another. Tony, yes, that's your name. Tony, what do? This figure's before you. You're kind of crouched down. This figure is standing on top of the kiosk, looming over you with hands high.
I attempt to run.
You're inside of a kiosk. I mean, do you just jump over the counter? You can pull like a move. All right. What do you bid to do this, or do you just let me describe it for you?
I bid. Can you bid flaws?
Oh yes, flaws are just traits that I can bid for you, but you can absolutely bid them.
I'm going to bid calloused. As in, yeah, I've seen this before. I'm
Wait, what?
Put it before and ran away from it.
All right, describe how you bravely run away.
I look up. I see him. And for a split second, I realize I'm going to go permanently deaf if I shoot him right now. So running is my only option. I clutch the keys and I jump over the kiosk as if I'm running for my life. And I kind of scream a bit.
All right. We'll pause just for a second because we're on an ad. Minute and a half. And this was something that Nord and I were talking about. I'm pretty sure Nord, Drizzle, and I maybe on one of the DreadLore after hours that we did not record. The idea of when the ad break occurs, and it's, obviously people on Twitch can't see this. We could actually just edit this out of the stream that we post. Although we won't do it on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna watch it. So we have a minute. Right. How you guys doing?
We could talk about the website to buy your book, the game that we're playing.
Oh yeah, indeed we could. Hey, look, ttrpg. That seems to be the best place to get the DreadLore book because you can get all the different materials, the getting started guide, pre-generated characters, the modules, all that stuff. And honestly, it's very, very cheap. Like the GSG, I think is $12, and almost everything else is pay what you want. So really, I just want people to play. The book itself is $65 for the hardback, but that's because it's a 500-page book, tome full of art. The GSG is not $12. The GSG is $1. The PDF of the core book is $12. Yeah, that's the book right there. So drive through RPG. Do it.
It's also
all right, we're
on the
back.
screen.
We back. Tony, describe how you bravely run away. You're muted.
Brave is not an adjective I would ascribe to what I do. I say under my breath, just reflexively, "Mary, Mother of Jesus!" Jump over the kiosk and run for the door.
Yep.
And
yeah, as you do, you see, you knock over all these things that clamor to the floor and bust. Glass goes everywhere. Simon, you see Tony running for his dear life, the opposite direction. And standing atop this kiosk, you see this figure with this massive headdress on and mask, and it's like, ah! And it starts laughing, cackling in Mariah's voice.
I knew it.
Oh, that's mean.
As she doubles over and actually falls off of the counter. As you hear go, as she's cackling on the ground, rolling around.
I'm going to move over towards her, but keeping an eye back the way that I came. And as I get to her, I'm gonna help her up, and I'm gonna be like,
you help her up. She's wearing this mask. She takes it off. Her hair's all matted down. It's this, on her, it's almost the size of her body. For like an adult, it would be a mask that goes down to like mid chest and up. Think like a big Zulu looking mask or something like from the Incans or something. There's all these. It's expertly made, but just very old.
BB, where did you find this? Was this the only one, or was there a whole bunch of other stuff around it?
As she's gasping for breath, just laughing. Did you see his face?
Yeah, he tends
I
to
found
run
it
a
back
lot.
there. I found it back there. And she takes off the mask and flips it around. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them back in that room back there, and like costumes and all kinds of things.
Okay, take me there if you would.
Of course.
As we're going,
she hands you the mask.
As we're going, I'm going to look and see if there are adult footprints that way as well.
Do you? You are actually just looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just look. Yeah, in fact, there are.
Okay.
Which I will describe momentarily. wanted to make sure this spider was not like a fuck you spider.
Yeah, there are definitely black widows. I had a black widow spider that I watched daily when I was in LA. So yeah, they're there. Currently, I have maybe a 30 or 300 black widow spiders in my front yard. So anybody trying to go to my house, good luck.
Mariah calls out to you, Tony. Tony, it's okay. It's just me. As you've made it about midway down the concourse, pretty much back to where you were. Dust has kicked up. As Tony seems like he's on mute. Yep, he nods. Right. You notice several footprints. Yeah, to and fro. Simon.
Okay. So
if you want more info, you can either throw down, which means you need a bid to do it. But the rule with not bidding is you can only achieve one success on a die.
Let's see here.
The threshold to figure out maybe the number, the kinds of footprints it is, et cetera, would be 2.
I'm not worried about the footprints right now. Okay. I am worried about. My question is, does this mask look like something that the marina would have had when it shut down, or does it look like somebody's storing the stuff here for other purposes?
You don't know.
Well, that's what I'm going to go find out. That's why I'm following her to where the room is.
Yeah, as you wonder that, because you don't know. Okay. And you get around to this dark back room down one of the small side hallways. Can you hear that? No. I can turn this down the gain if need be. Right. Yeah, down this dark side corridor, Simon. It's very dark here. You maybe even wonder, wow, Mariah just didn't seem to care about this. Wasn't spooked out at all. Yeah, there's no light in here as she walks in, and you see it's like a wardrobe room, and there's maybe 10 of these masks with like robes and all kinds of various things like tiki torches and shit. It's a very islandy theme, or maybe Polynesian. It's hard for you to really pinpoint it, but it seems tribal. It seems old and ancient, and if you bid, you might get some information about it. But otherwise, it's just kind of a guess.
Is there dust on it?
As you look around, there's a little bit, but not much.
Okay, not as much as on everything else.
Yeah, not nearly as much.
Okay. I'm running out of traits, and I'm afraid I'm going to fight something.
Oh, I feel it. No, it's a strategic thing. Yeah, the way it works is if you're if I ask for a bid or a throwdown, that means the threshold's 0. But if you choose to not bid, that means when you throw down, you can only get 1 success on a die. You can still get successes. It's just you're hamstringed in that idea. Okay. Do I need to put it back?
Go ahead and put it back now. We have to return the boat. So if you want to take it, then I don't care.
Yeah, okay. Mom doesn't like me stealing. She puts the thing.
It's abandoned, so it's not really stealing. If they'd wanted it, they would have taken it.
But who's they? She says that, you look around and see that those footprints are in here, and you might even realize this room is far less, like the room is less dusty. All right, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna head back towards the boat now, because if there was any sort of anybody else in here, they would have come out at the commotion.
back on the island, you guys find yourself full of adrenaline. Maybe it's wearing off a little bit because you are junkies for it. There could not be a starker difference between where you came from and Belle Island. It feels wild, unkempt. The woods seem almost like a jungle since you guys have been around the world and such. You hear loads of animals, just echoing from beneath these thick trees, 30, 40, maybe even 50 foot tall here and there. Very dense, deciduous forest. And pines as well. Since it's spring, here and there, things are blooming, and although the insects won't be out, and it's cool right now. It's fairly rocky. You'll see a footpath that hasn't been used in a long time lead down to the beach. There's an ancient one that looks like it might lead straight into the forest. Nord, you would have missed this because it was dark and it's not obvious, though in the day it kind of is. That's where you guys are.
It's pretty. That was impressive moves you did back there. I mean, I'm not saying this is a good time for any of this stuff, but if you ever wanted to get back at your husband and he does wind up cheating, this guy.
Okay.
Not, we'll wait for it. We'll make sure. Well, you're a beautiful woman, and I do have my eyes set on this Rebecca Foster chick that I met the other day. So I mean, it's not like a permanent, like, real thing. It's just like,
that's
and
yeah.
Yeah, but you're fit. Good job.
Node's really trying to get that minor goal, huh?
I'm gonna give Leah a narrative point for dealing with Nord.
Alright, but yeah, Leah will sort of, say, I will keep that in how you say my back pocket.
Ember says, "Oh my."
Anyway, so should we wait for the rest of them, do you think?
No, who knows what they're going to do. I mean, are they even going to make it to the island? I mean, I think we go, let me show you the path. We'll go check out some of these ruins. I think I found some really interesting stuff. Anyway, we should probably think about getting back to pick up Annabelle before it gets too late. I know she said she wanted to show us some stuff, and then we'll need to get cleaned up for this club later on tonight. I mean, we got a full day. I mean, we're doing all of it. Plus, I'm probably going to.
So, what did we want to do? I mean, what exactly are we looking for?
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I'm gonna I got this photo of these runes or whatever, these hieroglyphics that I took of that piece of paper that you had, and then I think I took a photo of some other hieroglyphics on a TV maybe, and maybe I'm gonna see if we can find some of that over here on some of these ruins that I ran across. I mean, it could just be a wild goose chase. I'm just grasping at straws, sure, but I've not gotten this far in my life without grasping at some straws.
Leah, you look down at your watch and you can see that it took you guys about 15-20 minutes to cross. So it's around 2:15, 2:20. It's pretty early in the afternoon.
But also, what's her name? The Annabelle.
Rebecca.
She gets off at like 3 o'clock. Or yeah,
Rebecca.
She gets off school
Annabelle,
like at 3.
Yeah, Annabelle.
Did she tell you when she gets out?
No.
I don't.
But
think
I mean,
I would know. I mean, if she goes to the same school as my daughter, I'd know. It'd be probably around 3 or so.
If you want to bid or throw down, you will know something about Annabelle. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll throw down. Why not?
Yep, you just need one success. Threshold
And
of
that'd be
0.
Okay. So that'd be a total of 2 successes.
Nice. So you get a narrative point. Remember, you can only have 5. So when you get to 5, you want to start spending them.
What can I spend those on again? I forget.
You spend them on the present, so you can take control of the narrative a little bit and make it more in your favor, is what you do.
Gotcha.
So pips are for the past. Narrative points are for the present. You know that Annabelle, technically school gets out at 2:30, but Annabelle goes to a private school, and so they have different hours. So public school is 2:30. The private school gets out around 3:30, and Annabelle specifically has extracurriculars after school. So
gotcha.
She is likely going to be doing something for the next few hours. If you want to drop your narrative point to change that in your favor, you can.
We'll say I'll use my narrative point. Yeah. Well, I'll say specifically, because given that, at least I know a little bit about, my daughter's friends. I mean, I didn't know about all that, the witchcraft stuff, but I will know that Mariah has in the past mentioned that her one friend, stays till about 5 because she likes to do a lot of like extracurricular activities.
Yeah, and in fact, I'll go one further with you. As it's as late as 5, and as you remember this, the thought might cross your mind, I wonder what she's actually doing. Right, so action is still on you two.
Yeah, if you go down this way, if you just follow along with me, I'll take you to these ruins. I took photos of some ruins, and it's really wild stuff. I mean, if I was gonna have a masquerade party, I might have it out here. Maybe not. I mean, who knows?
So well, I mean, I guess let's go see where you wanted to look.
Yeah, can I show her some of the places?
Yeah. Where do you take her? You have the 2 different paths. I'm assuming you take her down to the beach.
Yeah, I'll take her to the beach first, and then maybe I'll take her to. Didn't I take a photo of some ruins?
Yeah, when you went into the forest.
Yeah, when I went into the forest. So, I mean, I presume there's nothing going on at the beach. I'll just kind of beeline it to the ruins.
As you two, you got a leg. As you two go down, descending this rocky path down to the beach. Leah, the beach is rocky and pebbly. It's a big rocky beach. It's not really sand. Cooler down here.
I know that.
Huh?
I know all about that.
Indeed. As Nord traverses as though he either knows this place or he's just maybe more likely headstrong. You walk around, it's a fairly long beach, or wide beach, 50 foot to 100 feet in certain areas, winding in and out. Not much trash at all. It seems kind of wild, like people just don't come here. As he makes for the forest, and you start getting into the forest immediately upon nearing it, and getting into the dirt of the forest, there's something ominous about the trees. They're tall and yawning above you. While there's still the sound of animals and such, it kind of quiets down as you near. It seems old, and suddenly the hairs on the back of your head or the back of your necks stands up a little bit. You feel like you're being watched.
I put my hand up.
This is nothing new, Nord. This is the same you felt before.
Do I always feel like I'm being watched, or
That's up to you. But the last time you were here, you felt that way.
So I feel like, okay, so it's probably I've noticed, like I think somebody's watching us.
Yeah, I felt that too.
As you guys are talking, it's almost like your voices don't echo. You know, you're right at the foot of where the forest begins. It's very quiet. Here and there, you know, some leaves breaking and falling and that kind of stuff. Forest sounds. But it's very ominous and dark.
If we push forward just a little bit more, we'll get to these ruins. And I can't remember, did I see any statues?
You saw one large pillar.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go to where that is.
I mean, what are you thinking we will find?
Well, maybe they reflect the pillars that were on the top of... Where was that place? The Bald
Hill Cemetery.
Bald Hill Cemetery, you know, they connect in some way. You know, these rich people, they probably do their little culty things and masky parties, and just, you know, maybe it's a, you know, natural thing that they, I don't know. I can't speak for other people, but I at least have to do my due diligence as a journalist to make sure that when I report something, there is at least a modicum of truth to it. I don't like to just outright
So you think
lie,
they might be connected?
I think they might be connected. So I feel like we should check this out and you know, just push in a little bit deeper.
Makes sense.
You guys go in?
Yes.
Let's go.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. What could go wrong?
As you start going in, Leah.
Oh, watch out for rattlesnakes.
Excuse me, what now?
Leah, you guys are about
rattlesnakes in Michigan.
Leah, you guys are about 20, 30 feet. Leah, you guys are about 20, 30 feet in when he says this. Stepping over things. You're stepping over a log as he says it. Remembering there's no rattlesnakes up here. Did you just hear a rattlesnake in the distance? Like a tick, 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 tick. Nord, as you look around at the trees, did they get taller? You look up, maybe, see the canopies, you know, starts about 10, 15 feet up. But you see those trees just towering above you. You can't see the sky, actually. The trees are so tall, they're in a little bit of the low-lying clouds, almost like a fog. As it almost looks like the trees are breathing around you. Gently moving with your steps. It's like the forest is accepting you all into its bosom, perhaps.
I would like to bid my ability the scent of colors.
Yeah, you bid that. You start seeing there must be a powerful ley line here. You do feel that static energy that you felt before here and there, calling from the center of the island. A little bit of the taste in your mouth of salt brine begins as you find yourself salivating, and it's almost as though like the ground is gently moving around, like it's aware of you. Leah, as you're looking around, this is a huge forest. It's rather tall, like I said, 30, 40, 50 feet in places. You note all of the sound has stopped, all the animal life, as you guys are about 50 to 100 feet in. And up ahead, you see overgrown in brambles and vines this ancient-looking stone pillar that's roughly shaped in the size of like a sitting humanoid or like animal. I mean, it's rectangular, but it's been roughly shaped. There's all these runes chiseled out of it, and yeah, it's a good 20, 30 feet up on a little bit of an embankment in this dense forest.
Cool. Well, this is definitely interesting, although I don't recall this. I don't recall any of this writing or anything on. Do I recall any of this kind of writing on the other?
Well, you're not close enough to really see it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, let's get a little closer. Check it out.
You guys get up.
Does it
As
look
you get
like
up to this thing?
the Washington Monument kind of thing? Like
well, it looks like how I just described it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
So it's not as sleek or phallic. This is more of like a big henge. And as you get up to it, you see at its feet, so it has two little paw-looking nub feet. There's some fruit. There's a pomegranate. There's some oranges and such. You see some herbs and a couple candles that have melted. One of them will be smoking, like it was just put out, perhaps. There's this ichor. Maybe it's some sort of sap. It's black cherry looking. That's all over this thing. That's recessed into the etchings. And Leah, as you'd asked the question, you hadn't really investigated the henge on top of Bald Hill Cemetery too much, but you had looked at where the bird had been sacrificed. The images are similar. It's very, again, ancient and tribal looking, but neither of you necessarily know where that comes from.
Is there like a pool nearby that we can drink out of?
No. Nord, the forest is breathing like a living being that you're inside. This is some sort of central nexus of energy. For a moment, you might even think it glows in your peripheral vision, but when you look back, it doesn't. Leah should be here. You should be here. Everything is one here. As you hear distant drums.
Drums again.
Leah, it's completely silent.
Drums.
And then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Drums again. Drums.
Leah, it is way too silent. There's something ominous and creepy here. It feels like you might even find yourself darting your eyes back and forth, looking for whoever's watching you, because someone is, obviously.
Okay, let's see here. All right.
Can I bid a shooter? Oh, go on, sorry.
I'm gonna bid soldier to
okay. Or do you have that again, or do you have it twice?
I know I have two instances of it, but I also recovered it once.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you bid soldier for?
Just like to say I kind of like honed, that I got used to listening to that feeling, particularly like when dealing with ambushes and getting more I can tell. I've gotten to the point where I can tell where it's that kind of feeling is coming from.
As you bid soldier and you start looking around, someone could be hidden anywhere in the trees, in the brush. This is a very thick forest that could be anywhere. Getting a better vantage point would be what you need to do, as you have a couple options. You could climb one of the trees. You could get on. You could climb this little hill and get on top of one of these statues. So you could go deeper in and climb up. But just looking around, someone, if they're hiding, they could be anywhere. You are not in an advantageous position. That's what you get from Soldier. Nor are you going to bid anything? Nord will never be hurt again.
I would love to. Just took me a minute to like find reality. I'm gonna. Can I bid? Can I do a pip? Oh no, I just used all my pips, didn't I? Never. Because I had 5 pips, and you said shouldn't use that. So all right, I was just gonna bid shooter and take my camera and take a picture.
Take a picture of what?
This monolith.
Yeah, Nord whips out his camera and takes a big picture of it, and you're bidding shooter to do it?
Well, I'll bid the camera itself.
Oh, bid the camera. As since you bid, you get what you can assume is a very solid picture. You correct the light and everything, and the flash goes off and all that, because it is quite dark underneath this canopy. Leah, you doing
actually,
anything?
I got an idea now. Yeah, I just got an idea. So Leah will pull out her pistol, and she'll actually yell out into the forest, "Who's ever watching us, show yourself right now," and she'll point her gun towards the pillar itself, "or I will deface this."
Oh,
you see this, Nord?
Whoa.
Flipping back to Simon and Tony. You guys open up the door to the actual marina part. What are you all doing?
I'm heading towards the boat.
So the marina itself, it's essentially built around a little inlet, a little miniature bay. So there's the water's coming in and such. None of it, of course, has been cleaned. It's all briny and such. Not briny is the wrong word. It's all rather algae ridden and such. So there's that smell of a dock. You see several boats. Several of them are in disrepair. They look like they float, but they look like they've been robbed. And you'll note a couple dinghies that you could easily use, and then one larger motorboat. It's the one that you saw, Simon, when you bidded, and it actually does have the engine intact, it looks like. You see off to the side a storage locker, a sort of a walk-in pillbox type thing, where maybe they sold concessions or something, and it looks like there's some supplies. The door is shut, of course.
Okay. I'm going to go check the storage box area.
It is locked. You gonna lockpick it?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and do your bid. Or, of course, you can throw down instead. Remember the rule.
Yeah. I'm gonna bid my origin, which is Detroit.
All right.
Because Detroit is a crime city, so.
Yep. And Leah, can you mute? Because the dog is doing its thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Detroit at this time, maybe at all times. Not talking shit about Detroit. Not trying to talk shit. Yeah, I'm totally talking shit. Yeah, as you put your lock picks in there and start going, you notice this lock is a little bit harder. Maybe it's just a heftier lock on the door. The door handle lock is pretty easy, but the bolt itself is weighted, and so it's pretty difficult. I'll have you throw down on it.
Okay.
Your threshold is a 1.
Is that what aspect would that be?
We'll say it's either grace or mind.
Grace or mind. Okay.
You could be wits. Yeah, it could be any of those.
Okay.
Not brawn.
And it is a 1.
All right. As with Limbo, you're getting in there and you're just about to get it. Kunk, you do, but one of your lock picks breaks.
Okay. I'm going to use my proficiency. Can I use an expression proficiency?
How would it work?
As I'm doing, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, there we go. So that's 2.
All right, as it's about to break, and you
shit.
you know how to finagle this. As it's a really nice lock that's weighted. You'll gather with this clean success, this place before it closed down probably changed its locks because maybe people were stealing stuff.
Yep.
As Chunk open the door.
Yep.
Cobwebs all over the place, over everything. But you find a supply locker. You see some first aid kits. You see some buoys, some emergency water. You'll even see in the back what looks like this little machine that's all covered in cobwebs and dust and such. Maybe it looks like a little portable generator, on wheels. Mosquito.
Any gas? No.
Of course there's gas. As you look around and you see, we'll say, Tony, will you roll me a D4?
1d4 coming right up. It is a 3.
3 minutes of gas. Now you see, 3 little tanks of gas.
Okay.
They'll be 5 gallons, so 15 gallons of gas.
15 gallons of gas.
Yep. They're all in the big red containers, and they are not very dusty.
Is there? I don't know, but how much gas would you need to get across the thing? Does anybody know? I'm asking because I personally don't know. Simon may know, but I don't know.
Well, you have enough to go and get back for sure.
With one tank, or do I need to take 2, or do I need to take all 3?
Yeah, 5 gallons of gas. I mean, those things. You're only going a mile.
How wide is the?
Yeah.
How wide is the?
You're only going a mile.
Okay. Yeah, no. 5 gallons of gas is more than enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I'll take one of them, and I'll take the first aid kit, and hop out or come out, and I'll shut the door behind me, and I'd be like, I've got some gas. Let's get in this boat and go meet them.
Have you found me yet?
Huh?
Have you found me yet?
Oh yeah, you were right there. Unless you just kept on running.
Yeah.
Did you just keep running down the hallway?
Yeah, for a bit.
So you ran down the hallway into the other dark corridor?
Oh, we're in an ad break right now.
I mean, if Simon spots me.
No, and since we're on an ad, the way that I had it, you ran back to the main part where the entrance is.
Yeah.
So he would have walked directly past you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Right. So we have about a minute and a half left in this ad. We're gonna run the rest of this scene. Have one last with you two, whose names I can't remember, Leah and Nord, and that'll be the end of this session. So we got about 10-15 minutes left. Then we'll do a break, and if you want to stay for the after hours, we can do that. Right. So about a minute left. You guys want to discuss anything? Great. Cool. Yeah, I think
definitely anything I would discuss is probably meta. So.
Yeah, I think just for when it's not your scene, muting is good, just for extraneous sounds for everybody.
I have that habit from work.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to say bullshit.
Yeah. I like this little mic I have. I just hit the little. I can mute it.
That's good.
What now?
The touch.
Drizzle, how'd you fix your headphones?
I think it was just something. Well, I think it was probably something with the Bluetooth connection last time.
Because good, because that sounds good.
Okay.
All right, and we are back on now. Sweet. Okay, so we'll continue. Yeah, Tony, you are right there. That first aid kit has 6 uses. So you can use, it can be like, I pull out the thing of the first aid kit, that'd be a use. Or you use it on someone, that would be a use. Right. What do you do? What do you do? Mariah's there lurking around. Simon, you'll see that she is actually in the storage locker, like pilfering things, looking around, opening up toolboxes and dicking around in there as you guys are talking.
Hey, BB, come on, we're gonna hop in this boat.
Okay, as she runs forward.
Okay. Tony.
What?
Are you ready?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tony, as Tony, as you're, we'll say that you're standing back, maybe in between the boat and the storage locker, a little bit freaked out. You look down, and you notice, this place has not been cleaned in a long time. A couple years, leaves and such, and pine needles everywhere. But you notice this weird sludge, almost like a massive snail or slug moved past. It comes from around the corner from the building and then moves where the boat is over the side. It's like a good couple feet wide, and it's this odd gelatin slick bullshit. As Simon, you come back.
Okay.
I say
Mariah jumps on the boat.
I say, watch your feet. There's some weird sticky stuff there.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and start to fill up the motor.
Yep.
If it doesn't, I'll slosh it, see if it has gas in it already.
It does. It has a little tiny bit.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and start filling it up.
Mariah immediately jumps in the captain's seat and is playing with the wheel.
Well, when we get out a little bit, I'll let you drive some.
Ooh. This boat, it's like a little tiny yacht. So you got the main back portion. You got the steering and the little co-pilot. You can go down below. It looks like the door is shut, but it looks like maybe you can store stuff or even sleep down there. And then if you crawl, you can get out on the front.
Okay.
There's not a sail.
Okay. I'm gonna
Tony,
hop
you do
on.
anything?
I just get on the boat. I still got the keys.
Oh,
you say that to Simon?
I mean, he's eventually going to see me. He's eventually going to hear them, like in my hands, right? I'm not going to display it, but he's going to notice.
Actions
See
on
if
you.
they work.
Huh?
See if they work.
Okay. I try and use them.
In fact, do they work? Let's have a high or low. Well, no, fuck that. We'll do a fate roll on this. I like that. So it looks like you two are going to be doing the roll. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'll be fortune.
Okay. So Leah, you were false fortune.
False.
All right, here are the stakes. Pretty obvious. Fortune, they are in fact the keys, which of course there's 2 of them. So it's the other one too. That's fortune. False fortune, it's an annoying key where it goes in but it doesn't turn.
Okay.
I got 51.
74. Oh, I
As it's an annoying key, you're like, damn it.
I do not have any proficiencies left.
I have a couple. I'll use one.
All right, re-roll it. You might ask why we're doing a fate roll on this. It's because those keys were for something else.
Okay. Well, I got 96, so beat that.
I did not. It was a 42.
All right,
Yeah.
as you try the other key, as the boat turns on, it's burning oil. You can tell, Simon, as some of that blue smoke. Mariah hoots. Woo! All right, action still on you two.
I'm just clutching on, trying not to fall out.
All right, you get into the co-pilot seat, or you just sit in the back?
I sit in the back.
All right, you sit in the back. You notice there are a couple life preservers.
I say, hey, I hand one to Simon and or Mariah.
What's this for?
Just safety measures.
Yeah, but
Just
it's too
hold on to it
big.
if we fall off. You'll be fine.
All right.
So I'll start to steer the boat out of the marina. And
All right,
I'll
what do you
go-
bid to drive a boat? Ha, 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 ha. Or you can throw down.
I'd rather throw down first.
All right, you got to choose.
I'll do. No, I'm gonna throw down.
All right, do it.
Okay.
So it's your action, your aspect. You just can only get 1 success on each die, and you can do extra dice and abilities and all that stuff.
Would that be grace or wits or mind?
I think either one, any of those.
Okay.
How do you drive a boat?
With my hands.
My hands, with my knees.
So that's 1 success.
All right. You are at limbo.
Okay.
Which means a yes, but not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm gonna stick with it because I don't have.
All right.
Like I said, I'm running out of stuff.
As you flip the throttle in, and you flood the engine for a second. You kind of move off the embankment, and note that no one undid the little line as you kind of like jerk with the boat.
Ooh.
Yep. I'll go back and undo the lines.
You undo the line. There's your limbo. As you have that dull moment, you throw the lines off. Mariah doesn't seem to know any difference. You're jerked around, Tony, as you wait a few minutes, start the engine back up, and start heading out. Now the question is that gate open or not? We're going to do a high or low. Nord, will you roll me a d12? And which one of you wants to call it?
I'll call it high.
It's a 6. No, it's a 9.
All right.
So it is high.
As Simon, you're heading that way, and you note the gate that you thought was locked. It's not locked. It just needs to be pushed open slowly with the boat. As it easily opens, as you realize, this is interesting. As you kick it into gear and start heading to Belle Island. It doesn't take you very long to get out there. The waves are... it's not very choppy water, but it's choppier than it looks. It is not serene in this channel around Belle Island. And you actually notice there are some currents. It would be dangerous to swim, you realize. Actually, rather dangerous. Off to Tony, you look out to your left-hand side, north, and you see that lake off in the distance, the raging storm miles out. And it looks very ominous as Mariah is still looking as well, and she actually will maybe share a glance with you. There's a look of fear on her face, of the water, of the deep, of what is out there. And in fact, she says in this kind of almost hollowy voice, she's shouting it over, the din of the engine. What do you think's out there in the deep parts?
I lean in and I say, a demon.
As she, do you bid anything to scare her?
No.
She.
This is just a. Yeah. This is just a. Oh yeah, real funny, wasn't it?
She gasps and then kind of scrunches up her face and goes and gives you the raspberry. As you guys get up underneath the bridge and start going down the coast, where do you go?
I'm going to go towards the... How far away was the boathouse from the other end of the bridge?
It's pretty far.
Okay.
It's not super duper far, but it's almost the length of the island.
Okay.
So
then I'm going to go towards the
a few
other
miles.
end. I'm going to go towards the other end of the bridge and try to get as close as possible with the boat without getting
grounding it.
Grounding it.
Are you going to Belle Island or to Detroit side?
No, Belle Island.
Okay.
Because that's where they were going.
Okay. So I know you don't want to bid. Who wants to bid to find a place? You can bid Mariah to see something. Tony can bid. He could actually help.
To
find a little port. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Who's doing it?
I'll look.
Okay.
All right, what do you bid?
I will bid. I'll bid local.
Yeah. As Simon, you're looking around. You don't really find a place. It looks like you could easily run aground. There's a little mini island outside of Belle Island. Maybe you realize why people don't take boats out here. It is fairly treacherous. As Tony, how do you help him? What do you say?
I say, look, I remember some people who used to live around here telling me that there's a spot that they could go to, right when if they wanted to get to the island or do some stuff that they would end up talking to me about later. And they always said, go to this ravine or bay or inlet or whatever, right over here.
As he points, and you in fact see from the water, it's actually difficult to find. But as you go around a little bit on the inside of that small island, there is a place to put to port. As you go there,
Yes.
you tie up the boat. Do you guys disembark?
Yes.
Where do you go? You're on the beach.
I'm
you
gonna
see
head.
an obvious path, and then since it's daytime, you see this other path that leads up toward where the actual bridge is and into the forest. Then there's the obvious path that leads onto the beach and around it.
Where do you think they went, Tony? Did Nord talk to you about the island while you guys were driving together?
No, he talked to me about a lot of things, but not so much places you could go on the island.
You guys can bid or throw down.
I'd say we try and go to where the bridge was or is, and then just try and make our way from there.
And you also have Mariah.
No. I'm going to. I'll throw down.
All right, do it.
What am I throwing down on this?
Be
What
wits.
aspect? Wits. Okay. 1.
One success.
Mm-hmm.
As you're sitting there, and you notice Mariah looking, she's kind of got her head craned, and she's walked out about 5-10 feet, almost like in maybe a stupor or something. Hard to tell. As maybe your eyes follow her, she's walking towards the beach, and she stops and looks back at you. Is that my mom yelling? As you hear, you could have sworn you heard Leah yelling in that direction.
On the beach?
Yeah.
Yep, then I'll head that. We should probably check that way then.
As you guys head that way, flipping back, Leah, you're yelling with your gun out. Nord, Leah has her gun out, yelling at the bushes, which seem to be undulating. You see, they're like moving wildly, and anywhere she points the gun, they're kind of like shivering and such. The statue in front of you, the eyes alight, like the fucking eye of Sauron in this yellow red light scanning. Leah, you see this incredibly ominous, dark, quiet forest. As you're looking around pointing your gun, there's something about the statue that is weird. As you happen to point your gun at it, having made your threat, is the statue looking at you? Is that what it is? There's almost a magnetism to it. Action is on YouTube.
What do you... Do I see what's happening? No?
That you see the statue's eyes glowing, the drums are getting louder, the forest is dancing around you, and anywhere she points the gun, it's shivering.
I'll just point it straight at the statue.
You hear this like this chant, and it's almost becoming intelligible, but it's in this weird language, Nord.
So at this point, Leah will say, "Good. Maybe then they'll show themselves." And Leah
Nord's
will actually
eyes
cock the
are
hammer
dilated
back
all the way.
At this point, Leah will actually go ahead and cock the hammer of the gun and say, "Last chance."
Don't hurt them. We don't know if they're bad. Stop.
Nord, are you in front of the gun?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm in front of the statue. I just took a photo of the statue.
So that means you're in front of the gun, because she's pointing it at the statue.
Look, stop. Let me talk to it.
Okay, so you have gun control. Good.
Can I talk to the statue?
You can do whatever you want. Leah, there's no sound at all coming from the forest. It is dead quiet.
You have 5 seconds.
As you stuff a cookie in your mouth and start counting. Nord, what are you saying while she's counting?
Is there creature of the woods. Is there something we need to know?
You hear in low tones drawn out this sentence being spoken. Leah, what are you doing?
I get to 0, and you said the statue has a head and eyes and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's roughly carved in the shape of a humanoid or like a humanoid-like animal. It's you guys haven't really looked at it too much. It's very rectangular, like a monolith, but it's clearly carved in sort of a humanoid shape, like an abstracted humanoid.
Okay.
As you hear,
so
go on. Go on.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, so she'll point her gun at the head of this thing, and pull the trigger.
What do you bid?
I'll bid my other soldier since that's the last of them.
All right, go ahead and throw down. You will of course hit it, but it's gonna be hilarious. Nord, as you hear Malvo, bam. Nord, do you just stand there? Are you trying to duck, or she's not pointing the gun at you per se, but she is shooting over your shoulder?
I don't think I'm gonna jump in front of it. I mean, I know what guns do.
I think that's worth a pip. I know what guns do.
I would like to say, just as soon as I hear the shot, we didn't mean it.
All right, would you get on your throw down?
That's 2 successes for me.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, let's see. 3d4.
3d4? What kind of gun do you have?
Or, hold on. 2d4, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a massive
big boomy one.
Yeah, 2d4. Is it just a pistol, or is it 2d4 plus 1?
It's just a pistol, but it is a plus 1. You're right.
Yeah, so
but
it's
I'm just shooting
weapon.
1.
Yeah, so 2d4 plus 1 damage plus 2.
So that's a total of 8.
So that's 2d4 plus 3. Yep.
2d4 plus 1.
Yeah, so then you get an extra 2 because you beat the threshold by 2. So.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Gotcha.
So you get that in extra damage. So you do 10 damage to this thing. Blam! I'm assuming there's like a 9mm or something, or what kind of gun is it?
I guess, yeah. I think
Okay,
it's
so it'd be a 9.
decided.
Oh, it's Cloyce's gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blam! As you shoot it, something strange happens other than, the gun firing. You two, Simon and Tony, hear a gunshot. You two, Nord, we're going to save you for last. Leah, you shoot this thing right in the face. You shoot its nose off. The little nose explodes and a crack in the forehead appears.
I sphinxed it.
You sphinxed it.
Yeah,
but something else happens. One, when you shoot, the thought might cross your mind, do these rounds are they tracer rounds? Because you saw a white flash and that sound go off, including the muzzle flash and the bang. You see sparks and little motes of fire burst off of the statue. From the wound on the statue, some of that sap starts coming out like blood. Nord, she shoots the gun, and it looks like she shoots a lightning bolt. Zot! As the forest recoils, and you hear this massive groan. as the lights of the eyes of the statue lock on you two, and you hear the sound of this voice say the words that you already know. Do you know the words?
I do. Can I stream to it really quick? Calamity, disaster, the earth sinks, will happen again. The flood, the flood, the flood devours all, demons awaken.
That doesn't sound at all like what you would say. You got to say it in character, man. You're like, the flood, the flood, the flood. What does Nord do? What does Nord say?
Nord at the top of his lungs. I mean, my grandmother's sleeping in the next
You don't have to yell it.
Calamity, disaster, the earth sinks, will happen again. The flood, the flood, the flood devours all, the demon awakens.
You hear a thunder crack overhead, all of you. And rain, you guys on the beach, you hear this thunderous sound of rain coming this way. Tony, you turn and look as Mariah's pulling at your sleeve. We should probably run. And you look back and see that storm that was miles off. You see the wall of rain moving this way. You can see it's because it's so far across the water, and in minutes is going to be here. It's thick, this downpour of just torrential downpour. What do you guys do?
Hey, let's go. Let's find a few trees and get under that, because we may not have any other options.
Mariah takes off as she runs for the trees.
I will follow her.
Yeah, me too.
As you guys run into the forest, moments later, it's almost like the rain is falling up. It's hitting the ground so hard. As you see streams immediately start going down to the river. You can't see the river. It's so thick, the rain. Underneath the canopy, because the canopy's so thick, you're getting wet, but it's more just like coming off of leaves and getting soaked up in the pine and such. It's relatively safe under here. As you guys near the statue hear that rain all around you, like you're in like a globe of rain. And that is where we're going to end.
I'm wet.
Ember says, hope that you tied that boat off. You know, did you tie off the boat?
You said we did.
Okay, fine, I did.
That was even you. Yeah, I remember because I didn't have to. You said we pulled in the sloop and we tied it off, and I was like, okay. He said it. I don't have to worry.
Indeed, Ember, they got me. I told him. I don't know why I'm looking over here. It's because where the chat is. I give too much. Okay. Did anyone get goals?
I technically got a minor goal last game, but we didn't talk about it at the end.
Yeah, I remember. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Holker, will you write down another goal? And Drizzle, you know what that means when you get a goal?
You get an XP.
You get 1 XP for the minor goal. You get 1 pip. You recover 1 cunning and 1 breath. All right. Since you guys went through some montages, technically 2, you can advance twice, assuming that you can advance. So if you have advancements banked up, you can use 2 of them.
I got a question. Yeah. I have a plug. I did my plug today. Kind of. Does that mean anything?
What is your plug?
Speak with a phantasm. And I feel like I was having a little conversation with that statue.
Well, so the plug isn't a goal or anything. It's just a trait. Really, the plug is what keeps you in the game. So,
okay.
Right.
Well,
So you
feel
want
like
that plug.
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. You want that plug to, and the plug can change. It's why is your character still in the game? That is your plug. Okay. So only one goal. So I think we're at 4 party goals.
No, we're at 5.
We're at 5. Cool. You guys are halfway to group advancement. How much XP do you guys have, each of you? You don't know.
I have 4.
Oh, well, no, that would make me 2 because I did just pick up for completing the goal.
So
I'm at
Nord,
2 XP.
Nord, you need to cash out 3 of them because you can only have 3 XP.
Well,
Cool,
I mean,
which means
I have 1.
okay.
I
Right
had
now
a
you have 1.
total of 4.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I cashed out, but I just have 1.
Yep. What about Leah? How much do you have?
I don't know if I've actually written mine down. What have we gotten it for so far?
You've only gotten it if I've awarded it or if you've gotten goals.
Okay, then no, I don't have any yet.
All right, what are your guys' goals? Actually, you know what? We can do this on DreadLore after stream or after hours, or we can do it over the Discord. But we do need to make sure that you guys have goals that are actually achievable. That way you're advancing. All right. That's where we're going to end this. Let me finish up the thingamajig. Oh my god. Where are you? I wrote a script. Oh, Holker, since you were gone, money and the government are... No, the government is our sponsor. Do you have any sponsors for us?
Tonight, we have been sponsored by...
Yep.
And that is where we will end the stream.
right. Media production by Couchfire Media. Music by all lowercase letters, as well as Mr. Interrupt. Thank you both. Special thanks to the Patreon patrons, recurring stars Tim Roberts and narrative NPC Daniel Holker. If you want to jump on the Patreon and support us, please do. It is patreon.com/DreadLore. If you want to grab a book, Drive Through RPG, search for DreadLore and all that good stuff, or want to know more about it. We're going to be back next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Twitch Live. Remember, we'll do the YouTubes this Friday, and we've got a podcast of this going. We split it up into 2. It drops on Wednesday and on Friday. And here in about 10-15 minutes, we're going to continue a stream and do DreadLore After Hours, where at least a few of us will talk about gaming and all that kind of stuff, as well as DreadLore. Please like, subscribe, follow. We did get a follower on this, so we're at 81. I'm assuming that
We picked up 2.
Oh, did we pick up 2? Oh,
Shitty Wine Blog followed us yesterday, and during the game, Power Axe followed us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool.
Power Axe for the win. Yeah, please like, subscribe, and follow or whatever. That super matters for everything. And thank you to the chat. Thank you, Lil Gotham, for hanging in there for a little bit. Thank you, Ember, for rolling in despite being sick and actually participating. That is really cool to be able to watch the chat go. If you're not seeing us live, then please leave a comment, because again, that just gets our stream, more likability and all that good stuff. Everybody say thanks to the chat and everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
ladies and gents, that is it for us.
Thank you. I'm almost ready to send us out. I'm just about there.
Almost ready.
Almost ready. Getting ready
Almost
now.
ready, cat.
We are ready. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.